Alright, welcome to episode 2 of Star Trek House of Torg. And as always, let's introduce our actors and their characters. So we'll start with the captain.
I am Captain Borath Horde. I think I said that right. I don't remember.
Well, you said Captain Borath Captain, but that's okay.
Borath Horde, and I had to meet the video here. And I'm Benthoven, and
No relation.
I'm a human person. No relation, right? I'm a human person, but Borath Horde is. Never mind. I'm done.
That's you. Okay, we'll go for Commander Lorg.
I'm Lorg. I'm the first officer and weapons officer of the ship.
All right, and Lieutenant Commander Kruge.
I am Lieutenant Commander Kruge, also Duke.
All right,
but mostly Kruge.
Lieutenant Mogoth.
I'm Lieutenant Mogoth, Chief Engineer, and my username is Deadly Dakota Raptor, though I usually just go by Dakota.
Okay.
Dakota.
And Crewman Ehul.
I'm Ahulda. I am the prettiest and manliest woman you are ever going to encounter, and I've got some pigs from last session that I need to fry up.
All right. So, as stated, before we went on air, you guys are in Narendra Station, but I want to start off, as Star Trek usually does, with our Captain's Log.
Captain's Log, Stardate 53108.5. The ship remains docked at Narendra Station. We are enjoying what a small human child is calling, quote, a little R&R, while awaiting our orders. This child has also recommended that our crew check out another human tradition known as, quote, hookers and blow, end quote, which is available out behind the local Ferengi bar, grill, gaming house, and Hollow Suite arcade. I do not know what this entails, nor do I wish to know. Whatever it is, I have made the decision to permit it, and never ask questions about it, ever. The hospitality here is very generous, although the station is too bright. I'm going to search for some blood wine.
All right. So, let's go reverse order. What is everybody doing? There are shops and restaurants available, so...
I need to go get some seasoning for the damn food that we have to cook later.
Awesome. Well,
I need to go shop.
there are...
I am going to go restock the ship's supply of alcohol and meat.
Also, good idea.
Okay.
I'll go with PD.
All right, so you guys are off to go find out where the Klingon restaurants get their supplies and whatnot. What about
Basically grocery shopping?
Yeah, I mean it's a big thing. All right, Lieutenant Kruge, what are you up to?
Kruge. What am I doing? I went to the bars, had a couple beers,
All right.
met some ladies.
Well, there's a couple human bars and a couple Klingon bars.
Yeah, Klingon bars.
You don't want to go to the Old West Saloon?
Well, I might want to, but I didn't.
Okay.
So I went to some Klingon bars, and then I went to the library and read up on some history.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of history are you looking for?
My focuses are Vulcan romance culture, so Vulcan history.
Which is such a great one, by the way.
I'm just into that. I can't help it.
Hey, all
My
right.
character is.
Tell you what, why don't you take a quick what would be a good one? Like reason science check. See if you found anything good.
Okay.
Was to find a new book. All right. Look at that. Not only did you find a new book, you got yourself a point of momentum for the team.
Hot down.
Because it was a difficulty 0 task. Okay. Yeah. First officer / weapons officer, what are you up to?
I believe I said already I'm gonna...
Oh yeah, you're off with the TD. Wait, who are you off with?
I'm off with Corporal.
Oh, okay. So wait, what's Mogath doing?
I am going to look through any of the tech sectors for either spare parts or look at the more interest, see if there's anything of interest that could be as far as repair equipment or similar tech.
All right. I can tell you right now, there's not a whole lot that you couldn't have already replicated. So repair parts are not a huge problem because you do have replicators on the ship. They can be used for food, but they're mostly done for industrial stuff like spare parts and things like that. But and then Borath, what are you up to?
I am trying to find myself a good blood wine.
Okay.
And then I think I'm just going to read a little bit on some Andorian culture, since
Okay.
that's one of my focuses.
Now, when you say good blood wine, do you mean like some really fancy stuff, or are you just saying like a decent cup? Really fancy stuff?
Like the best I can find on the
All right.
station.
All right. Why don't you take a take a command presence roll. Wow. There you go. You just earned another point of momentum for the team, and you managed to find an entire barrel of a very good vintage of blood wine.
Okay, well, I am for sure sampling it, if not buying the whole thing.
Okay. I mean, you can afford the whole thing. You're the ship's captain.
Done. It's mine now.
All right.
For it.
Let's see. Vulcan romance novel cover. His two fingers and her two fingers. Yeah, actually, that probably would be right.
If anyone wants some of this blood wine, help yourself.
All right. At this point, your little communicator beeps, and you can. This is Borath.
This is the captain. How may I help you?
It's one of your like on
Captain
duty.
here! Report!
It's your on duty comms officer, and he says, "Sir, there's a message coming in from the homeworld for you.
Very well.
It's on a secure channel. I'm not sure if you want me to pipe it through to you while you're on the station."
I'll be in my ready room.
All right.
And then
So.
go to my ready room.
In the ready room, we're gonna count this as all the same scene, just because we're not really doing much past this. So there's this message, which is actually just a call, is marked urgent.
Okay, play the message.
All right, well, it's not a message really. You're about to talk to someone. You're taking a call. So, on the screen is Mara, the actual head of the house, not someone who would normally contact the ship. Captain, the House of Torg. The House of Torg needs you to redirect your ship to the colony on Carina 7.
Carina 7? What's that?
It's a colony in which we have a significant financial stake.
Very well. What time do we need to be there?
As soon as possible.
I'll bring my crew back on board and we'll be underway within the hour.
Well, do you want to know what the problem is as far as we know?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. Well, you're going to contact the colony's governor, Sarita. She's reporting a series of strange phenomena that threaten the colony's safety. She states that children born on Carina 7 are aging rapidly. The native flora and fauna are growing rapidly and just as rapidly withering, and structures that should have lasted decades are falling apart. Your ship is the closest one from our house that is to the... Yeah, your ship is the closest to the colony from our house. It's imperative that you discover a solution to the colony's problems.
Very well.
Otherwise, we can't keep funding your blood wine.
Oh my gosh. Better do something, Captain.
Is this phenomenon limited to the planet's surface?
We're not sure. It's the only place that problems have been reported, but there aren't any other inhabited worlds in that system, nor are there any permanent space stations. So if it is affecting the surrounding area, it's not clear that we would know.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens when we get there.
All right. So I assume you call everyone back to the ship.
Captain to the crew, return to the ship post haste.
Post haste. All right.
Hi, Captain.
All right.
I'm on my way.
Well, with that, it is time for the opening credits.
Loch, shuvit put vore chetron, Klingon Sorpuq vaHbo, Tapme, Tachbo, Bich, Rojvam, Kalish Bativad, Klingon Wotvad Je, Potme, Huj Chuk Charch Tach, Edge Muchuk Net Tach.
All right, so we are at the start of a new scene. I'm going to drop your guys' momentum down to 2. You now have 2 momentum in the bag. All right, so you are in warp, headed to Carina 7. Anyone want to do anything? Dig around in the ship's archive or something for information about the planet?
Helm, report time until we reach our target.
1 hour.
Lieutenant Clang do it?
You got a couple hours.
Couple hours, Captain.
Very well.
I say we declare a feast, as we have gotten many luxurious meats.
Well,
I do have a barrel of blood wine for everyone to share.
you guys can declare a feast, which will occur after this scene and before the next one that is actually part of the plot. But remember, you can only declare 1 feast per episode.
So let's do it.
Yeah.
And actually, technically, Ehulda has to declare the feast, and then the captain can give permission. You can suggest it to her, though.
I suggest that a feast be declared.
So the captain can only say it, but the cook has to declare it.
One of the reasons is the cook is the one who actually knows how much food there is and whatnot, and whether or not you can actually sustain a feast.
I'm okay with declaring a feast. We have a lot of meat from last episode's encounter with those animals, but it's up to the captain.
All right. Well, then, I think they're both in consent. So after this scene,
Okay.
So what we're going to do is you're going to get in orbit, and then you can have a feast. So, but before you get there, is there anything you guys would like to want to dig for more information or anything?
Well, I feel like things like this have happened before in Star Trek. As someone with New Federation culture, I seem to recall the Enterprise going through a similar experience with Jean-Luc Picard as captain. Yes.
So
Maybe we can
For
research
the science
what happened.
officer, maybe do some background checks on this planet.
absolutely may. Take a reason and science task, and if anyone would like to assist you, they may.
Well, the science officer should do that, I think.
Well, okay. So, Colton,
I think-
since you're not really on the bridge, you want to control the science officer again?
Who?
Would you like to control the science officer again, Lieutenant Clang?
Yes.
Okay, so you can take so you can roll 2 dice for a reason plus science task, unless you'd like to buy more dice, which I don't. But someone else can help him if they would like.
I'll help him. How do you do an assist?
You just roll 1 die on the task and use the same reason science.
Okay.
That's 1 success. So that's 2 successes. And here is the ship. The ship is using what was it? Sorry, I lost track of my ship character sheet. It is using computers and science. So that means it needed a 14 and it got it. So alright, you have 2 successes, so you may now either add those 2 momentum to the pool, or you can use them now for gain additional information after, you can decide after I tell you what information you get. So, the Karina 7 is a small agricultural world that specializes in viticulture, or winemaking. Although Synthahol can reproduce the taste to some degree, connoisseurs of wine claim that the wine created by replicators is an inferior product. Karina 7's climate is perfect for producing an enormous variety of wines, and the viticulturalists there have been able to reproduce wines that can approximate unique early 20th century strains from North American continents, such as those that once flourished in Napa Valley, California, or the central regions of Virginia. These wines are a popular trade with species such as the Ferengi.
Okay.
And the House of Torg, as a backer, gets some of these wines, which it can either use for trading or just sell under their own label. Do you want to gain any more information?
I would. What do you think, Science Officer Klein?
Well, you get 2. You gain 2 momentum, so you can ask for more information up to twice without spending any of your current momentum.
I said we bank the momentum.
I say we bank 1 of the momentum and spend 1 to get extra information.
Or I think we just did spend 1, right?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Let's spend 1.
All right, so you gain 1 and you can spend 1. All right, so what's the question that you want to ask?
I don't have one.
Oh.
Science Officer.
Dang, neither do I.
Well,
Has there been any history of the any sort of unknown phenomenon in the colony's history? Similar to what we're responding to now.
Well, the colony is only about 2 decades old, and it was settled by a group of winemakers hoping that the climate would be conducive to growing a wide variety of various fruits, including Terran grapes, and also some Klingon Naranme, which is a kind of Klingon fruit that can be, its juice can be fermented and then it can be fortified somewhat, which creates a particular Klingon drink that, while it's not the most popular, it still sells well, and it's not easy to get a good glass of it.
Alcohol, yes.
Yeah.
Clearly this becomes even more of a part planet.
Yeah, so they're making Terran wines and Naran, which is just Naran liquor. But during that time, there has not been a history of unexpected things going on there.
okay.
Okay. Got no pattern.
I mean, we could spend another momentum and ask, like, are they under attack?
Would you like to do that?
I don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that?
Okay.
Momentum.
I will tell you this. In looking into the history further for various phenomena, you do know that they are sort of at like the kind of triple point around the Klingon, Romulan, and Federation borders.
Oh.
So, now currently, tensions between the Federation and the Romulans and Klingons have cooled off significantly ever since the end of the war against the Dominion.
Mm-hmm.
So, now, new treaties and armistices are being worked out. So it's not completely unexpected to see, say, like maybe a Romulan shuttle or a scout or something in these areas, because as a result of the alliance, that has become much less of a
Can we scan for
concern.
other ships?
You
Or are we not
absolutely
there
can.
yet?
You can use long-range sensors even while you're in warp.
Let's
Okay.
use long range sensors, and let's check. So what happened in that episode was that these like weird aliens were trying to grow in the artificial singularity of the Romulan ship.
Black hole?
Basically, it was a black hole, but because it was artificially created, somehow that made it not work as a black hole, even though that doesn't make any sense. But
Star Trek.
But so maybe let's do some kind of scan for
A Romulan ship.
problems with any potential singularities, artificial or natural.
Okay.
Because it was like fracturing time or something like that.
I will point out that if there is a problem with an artificial singularity, if it's on a cloaked ship, you won't find it.
F.
Scan for cloaked ships, but
You can't scan for cloaked ships. That's the whole point.
if you could, I would.
Right. Well, you
Alright,
can. You
science
just need a lot more than one ship.
A scanner that can detect cloaked ships.
We have rules for that, you know. It won't be easy, but it's vaguely possible. If you guys want to spend time doing that.
I don't know if there's maybe a thing that could over. Yeah, no.
Look,
It's up to the
look,
science.
Captain, I have a suggestion. I say we just blast every corner of space until we find a cloaked ship.
Well, we're gonna get there. We're gonna
cloaked
start eating our feast, and our food's either gonna get rotten or it isn't. We'll find
Cloaked
out when-
ships emit tachyons, according to the internet.
They do emit tachyons, but tachyons are the kind of thing that are very hard to detect because they are faster than light.
But we have super duper sensors.
You do have super duper
Do we?
sensors.
Do we?
Set super duper sensors for tachyon mode.
All right.
All, Captain, says someone else.
All right. If you guys want to, a cloaked ship with your sensors, even though they're pretty great, is gonna. Oh, actually, wait a minute. You get a free question because of your high resolution. Oh no, this was to your computers. Never mind. It wasn't your sensors. Sorry. Anyway, yeah. So you have high resolution sensors, but if you want, you can make it'll be difficulty 5. Normally, it would have been difficulty impossible, but because you have advanced sensor suites, it is actually difficulty 5.
Excuse me, super duper sensors.
Yes, but you have advanced sensor suites and high resolution sensors. So this would have been an impossible task, but now it's a difficulty 5 task.
What's the roll?
This is going to be let's see, what's a good one? I have to double check. You don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to call this a control science check.
So whoever's good at science, make that roll.
I'm pretty bad at both.
Lieutenant
8-2.
Hang, conduct the sensor sweep.
Reason and science?
Control and science.
Control and science, yeah.
All science. Okay.
It's,
I'm 8-2. So
Oh, well, wrong character, but yeah.
well, roll again with the right character, because she
wait, are you
has
at
different numbers.
complication range 5?
There you go.
Okay, so
Are you
no,
at complication?
range isn't high. It's just going to be really difficult. So we currently have 2. The ship can only give 1. So someone wants to assist, you might get a critical.
I can assist, but I can only roll 1, right?
Yeah. So you just got another success. So you're up to 3. So now you have to roll a 1, or you're not going to be able to see whether or not they're cloaked ships.
Oh,
Yeah.
nails it.
No, he doesn't. That's only 1 success.
What?
He had to roll a critical success, is what I meant by rolling 1. Yeah.
So he had to roll a 2.
Yep.
Okay.
Can anyone else roll, or are we all rolled out?
No, that's anything.
You could have bought extra dice with momentum, but you didn't.
It's too late to do that.
Yeah, because we got the roll from the science officer before, without saying that they were going to spend the momentum. You have to declare the momentum spend before you roll.
Okay. My bad.
All right. Well, you did not find any cloaked ships, but also, if there were a cloaked ship, you still wouldn't have found it.
So it's a lose-lose.
I mean, you didn't generate any threat, so there's that.
I I saved on momentum. You're welcome.
We didn't lose as hard as we could have.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Uncloaked ships.
Hey, you know what? If
Also stand for uncloaked ships.
Clang had, I don't know, rolled? No, there's really, unless someone rolled a 1 in that.
All right, can we just get on with our feast then?
All right, let's go to the feast.
Yep, get there first.
Well,
Okay.
we're there.
You're there.
Ta-da.
You impulse to the planet. You insert yourself into a nice low orbit around the equator because the settlement
orbiting
isn't
the
too far
equator.
off the equator. And because of easiness. And you know what? Just to make it fancy, I'm going to say... Actually, no, you know what? It's not. It's a regular prograde orbit.
Prograde.
Yeah. Your inclination is 5 degrees. How's that sound?
5 degrees, aye, Captain.
All right.
Can we be in a stationary orbit?
Yeah, you can. You want to rate? You want to go all the way?
Changing to stationary orbit. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep.
Okay. You guys establish a higher orbit, and then, 20, 30 minutes later, when you get to the other side of the orbit, you establish a nice... Actually, it's going to take a little while longer than that. So that might be something you want, like, the backup crew to do while you guys go feast, is establish that geostationary orbit.
Sure.
Good idea.
Okay.
Let's eat.
'Cause that's-
Fine if we're moving up and down in the sky.
Okay, so, new task, and, so, new scene, and I need... So this is our first feast, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull up the rules for that, because that is something that, as far as I know, I don't remember the rules for it, so... Okay. So...
Is that under talent?
ship's cook.
Yes.
Let's see. Even though the ship's cook is a servant like any other on board, they are often considered the most important Klingon on the ship, as meals are a communal affair and bring up the morale of the entire crew. What? Okay, but like, what's the special rule you get for it? Come on. Feast. Oh, feast. Let's check that rule. Okay. Sorry, guys. This is my first time ever playing Star Trek Adventure, so I don't know all of the rules.
No, it's your second time.
Well, this is my first campaign. Oh, come on. Where are the rules?
And our evolutionist fail. Easy win.
Oh God.
Okay, so here we go. Once per adventure, before a new scene begins, the ship's cook may decide declare a short scene of the crew eating a meal together. At the end of the scene, instead of reducing the ship's the group's momentum pool by 1, roll 1 challenge die and add the total roll to the group's momentum pool. If the commanding officer allows, the meal may include blood wine. In this case, roll 3 challenge dice instead of 1, but add 1 to the add 1 threat for each effect rolled, as the crew gets a little too drunk.
Are we doing
Blood wine it is. Blood wine it is. I bought that barrel for a reason.
Okay, so you guys are down in the galley, hanging out.
Should we go to the galley voice channel?
I don't care. So, tell us there, Ehul, what have you prepared for the gallant crew?
Whatever the name of those pigs that we killed.
They were Targs.
Targs.
Yeah.
All right,
We
nice.
got seared Targ steaks. No vegetables, like always, because I know the whole crew hates them.
Right.
Yes, thank
It
you.
is just extremely well cooked meat. Well, not
What
well
about the
done,
guy?
but it's cooked to everyone's liking.
What
Right.
about the gach?
And we'll get hammered.
Oh yeah. Do we have gach? There's fresh gach, right?
Yeah, you didn't cook the gach, did you? Better not
Better
have.
not be leftover gach.
No.
Oh, spoiled gach. Barely alive gach. That's the worst.
Okay, so you guys are all feasting On some nicely seared
Delicious.
Torg. Oh, hey, did you save any of the skin for fire skin?
Of course we did.
All right.
Why wouldn't we, idiot?
Who wants to take the challenge and actually try to eat the skin while it's still on fire?
I do.
Do you? All right.
I do.
Okay. All right. If you do, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a controlled daring roll.
Well, we can't do both.
And if you fail, you're taking damage.
Do you mean con daring?
Oh, sorry. Daring and daring and what's the other one? We'll go security on this one. Daring security.
Security.
Medicine. You're gonna need some medicine.
Hey, critical success.
Oh, hey, you generated momentum.
I didn't help that, but TD Lane did.
Oh, Duke, that's unfortunate.
Tis.
You just took 2 points of stress damage.
Here,
I've
you
done
can have an
stupider
ice
things,
cube to
let's
help
be
his
honest.
tongue.
We have ice in the ship.
Some.
So now Kouj has a nice big blister on his lip because he burned himself while trying to eat some fire skin.
Boo-hoo! I'll be fine.
Huge. It's a warrior scar you'll have.
Where'd you get that scar?
Permanent
Have
herpes.
some of the nicest blood wine on Narendra Station.
All right. Well, how about this? Why don't you give a quick speech about the glory of your upcoming mission event, and then we will roll those challenge dice.
Crew, today we are feasting. For tonight we go to battle. Battle with an unknown scientific phenomenon. Okay, so just get hammered on your blood wine and enjoy your feast. And let's see what we have to embrace the blessing we were given by the Oracle last week. And I still don't want to know about the hookers and blow, but
The last one who finishes bloodline is a Ferengi.
There you go.
Oh.
All right. Bent, you know the challenge dice enter thing? It's right under the task roll. Put 3 in there and roll them for me.
yeah.
All right. Well, wait.
Ooh.
No, you
Why'd you say
rolled
5,
5.
Ryan?
Yeah, so we're gonna take the first 3. So you guys gain 3 momentum.
Press enter after I hit 3.
So you guys.
Do it again, but I don't care.
No, I'm just taking the first 3. You guys get 3 momentum, but I also get 1 threat. So you are starting out the next scene with full momentum.
6 momentum.
We're gonna have to sinking spend it and use it or lose it.
What is the threat at?
1.
No, it's at 11.
Ooh.
11.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
There
What
is
did
an
it start out at?
10, 2 for each player.
Oh,
What?
Yep.
gosh.
All right, so you guys sleep off your blood wine and food for a little bit. The next morning, everyone gets a nice plate of some cold gach, which is the traditional Klingon morning meal. Is you get some leftover gach from the night before.
Pretty good too.
Yeah, it's pretty good. If you want to, you can crush up an egg and mix it in there, so you get those nice hard sharp bits. Because Klingons don't they eat the eggshells,
Yeah, you have to.
right?
How are you gonna cut your own?
That's why their
Yeah,
teeth.
right.
That's why their teeth look like that.
Yeah.
All right, so you beam down to the main settlement, and I have to check the. Let's see. So the
Governor Sarita.
the main settlement, in honor of the heavy backing and whatnot of your house, is Marhan, or sorry, Tul Marhan, which means Marhan's hope. It's a small, very very nice seeming settlement. That's the capital of this colony, this whole planet, basically. Although, the colonists aren't super spread out. They've stuck mostly to the central subtropical region of the planet. You've all checked this with your sensors and whatnot. And also, because we have beamed down to a nice planet, I am changing the ambient noise that everyone else is hearing. So now they're all hearing some nice pastoral noises. So, you arrive in a small grove of cork trees with a stone path leading towards a large home. A middle-aged woman, human woman of Indian descent who speaks with a slight accent reminiscent of Earth's England, approaches with a worried look on her face that fades to relief. You've arrived quicker than I imagined. I'm Cyrita Sebastian, the governor of this colony. Please excuse my rudeness, but we don't have time for a tour. The situation here is only getting worse.
Oof. How can we help you, Sarita?
Well, we need to find out what's causing all of these problems.
Do you have any artificial singularities nearby?
Not that I know of.
Well, I'd say we evacuate the station unless anyone else has...
What station?
The colony, I mean.
We can't just abandon the colony.
I apologize. The captain is mildly drunk. We... Blood wine.
Why don't you just tell us what the problem is?
You guys know more or less what the problem is. She suggests, well, one of the affected children is Ephraim Mackley. Perhaps you could go to his place, or maybe you could see the vineyards to see the effects the phenomenon are having on the fruit. And there's also a recent building collapse. You might be able to take some scans or something.
Let's go scan a building. Actually, no. I want Lorg and vaHbo to go scan a building. I'll go with Kuj Shoch. And we will look at the fruit growing. And then I forgot what the other thing was.
The sick boy.
Yeah. Send the medic after him.
Technically, you don't have a medic, although Echu is not bad at it.
Send...
Alright, I'm gonna go visit a sick child.
Echu. I'll go talk to the child as well, actually.
Okay, so...
I'll check out.
Go on your own.
Alright, so, who are we starting with? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
And you're going to check out the kid, right?
I'm going to check out the fruit.
Oh, the fruit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, long rows of grapevines stretch out in front of you, running parallel to each other until they disappear beyond the horizon. The leaves on the vines are withered as if it were already fall, and the vines are heavy with shriveled grapes, as if the colonists have forgotten to pick the grapes on these vines. Tending to the grapes is a slim female humanoid with blonde hair. She shakes her head and mumbles something under her breath. When she sees you approaching, she stands and introduces herself. I'm Sarah.
Hi, I'm Cruz.
What can we do for you?
Why haven't these grapes been picked? Why did you let them spoil like this?
The grapes, several times now, they've undergone rapid growth and then rotting. Sometimes it'll take a day and they'll be almost ripe, and then the next day they'll be rotten already. We can't harvest them fast enough.
Ooh, that is strange. Can I scan these grapes?
Absolutely.
All right, tricorder, scan them.
All right, this is reason and science, and no one can help you because no one is there.
By myself, that's fine.
All by myself.
Okay.
All right, and let me double check. All right, so this is usually the right time of year for the grapes to be harvested, yet they are hanging shriveled on the vine. And so that is about all you know. Mm-hmm. You can repeat the task and spend some momentum if you want to, although it does mean that you do risk generating more threat.
So my tricorder picked up, like, nothing?
It just tells you that you're not sure if there's anything wrong with the grapes, but it is the right time of year for harvest.
I'll spend a momentum.
All right, so check again with 3 dice.
Check them again.
This is reason science.
Reason science, yep. Oh my gosh, I'm terrible.
Okay. So,
There's a 2 in there.
So I'm going to make a complication. There is now going to be a ion storm on the planet, so I'm adding the condition ion storm, and you guys will not be able to beam out. You will need to request a shuttle, but the shuttle will have to carefully navigate through the ion storm, so it will take quite a while for the shuttle to get there. So if you need to get out of there, it's going to be a problem.
You should call that shuttle in right now.
It's not clear to the captain that has happened, although in a short order, the ship will be informing him of that.
But I did get a 2, so do I get any more information here?
Yes, you are now absolutely certain that there is in fact nothing wrong with the grapes. Nothing that you can detect is a problem. So it's not the grapes themselves, there's something else that's affecting them.
There's something that's affecting the grapes.
Yep.
Probably some kind of time dilation thing.
Saira offers, if you want, you can try some of the wine that's stored in their cellar. It keeps spoiling, and we're not sure how or why.
Can I take a sample back with me?
I suppose.
I'm not going to drink it.
I mean, it's not unhealthy. It's just sour.
Yeah.
You've never had wine vinegar?
Yeah, but you don't know. I don't know if there could be like a virus or some kind of parasite causing
full
this.
of acetic acid and alcohol.
You'll get really drunk. You just won't like it.
That's
I'm
carnal
not.
insulation, by
I
the way.
feel like
it's
that would
literally
be
impossible for a virus to survive inside of a bottle of wine vinegar.
When we take our specimens on our biopsies, we push the slides together to smear them, and then we put them in Carno solution, which is like something like 90% ethanol, and then the rest is acetic acid.
Yeah,
It slices the blood and fixes the cells to the slide.
Cool. There could still be a parasite or something.
It'll kill every
it's-
bacteria.
All right. I'll drink. Peer pressure. Fine. I'll drink the
I
wine.
mean, it's not going to kill the spores because it's not an autoclave.
Gosh.
All right, so you taste the wine, and it does in fact taste vinegary, and it would not be suitable for sale as wine. Although I guess you could sell it as the much less profitable wine vinegar. And so take a reason science task, see if you can scan it to see what happens.
Reason science test. 2 dice.
Okay.
I suck at reason science.
Not really, because you just gained a momentum. So you get to do an extra gain information. So, because you can't bank any more momentum. So, there's nothing... Oh, actually, you spent a momentum earlier, so you can bank it if you want to. I just forgot to track it. So there's nothing unusual with the wine. It's merely been exposed to oxygen, and due to chemical reactions, the wine has naturally turned sour. This effect could be caused by either improperly corking the bottles, or maybe the wine has been sitting for far too long. But wine tends to age well, so that would have to be pretty damn long.
So I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing with like corking bottles and how long wine should sit. So I'm guessing it's some kind of timey-wimey thing going on.
Wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey?
Yeah, this is Doctor Who, right? Or is this...
This is Star Trek.
No. Oh, well, whatever. There's a lot of timey-wimey stuff in Star Trek.
Then suddenly you start hearing a sound that sounds like a wheezing engine or something, and a blue phone box No.
Please make that happen.
I was like, oh, what's this? I was getting ready to say, I don't like the sound of that sound.
And then Q steps out.
Yeah.
Ah, gotcha! No Q. At least no Q right now.
It's no Q right now.
All right.
So I think I'm going to head back
Okay.
to my captain and report.
Well, we're gonna cut.
There's nothing wrong with the grape.
All right, we're gonna cut to who's going off to scan, or who's going off to talk to the kid.
Me and the captain.
Okay.
I'm part of that.
All right. A tall, broad-shouldered human greets you as you enter the home. I'm Wes. He introduces himself, and this is my wife Aurelia and our son Ephron. We're so relieved that you came. We weren't sure how long it would take for someone to come and send a ship. Wes's relief is obvious, and his wife is holding their child in her arms. The child appears to be about 6 years old, but is babbling like an infant.
Oh.
Okay, so one thing I've noticed is that there have been multiple comments on how quickly we arrived. And I think that's because time is moving at a different rate for these people. But not necessarily always, and not necessarily everywhere.
Well,
So let's start scanning this child and see how old he is.
okay.
Yeah, let me scan the kid.
So, 1 second. See how old he is, right? Okay, so, what I'm gonna go ahead and say is, before you attempt the task... Oh, hey, we have unidentified Leviathan saying Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween to you, man. After this, I'm gonna watch some spooky movies. So,
Okay.
before that, you get a chime on your communicator. There, Captain.
This is the captain.
Captain, this is Lieutenant Clang. An ion storm has developed on the planet. Transport will be inoperable for several hours at least.
Is there any way you can send a shuttle?
Yes, sir.
Send a shuttle.
Alright. Just the shuttle or one of the fighters?
Send a shuttle to pick us up, and we'll come back when we're ready.
Geslag God. And he disconnects. Which of course means, yes, Captain.
Of course.
As all of you know, I'm sure.
Yes.
All right.
Because you're all native Klingon speakers. Alright.
Getting there.
Look, I was broadly correct in what I thought meant, so hey.
Unidentified Leviathan asks if Halloween is a Norse holiday. It's a sort of amalgamation of the Western or Catholic All Saints Day with some traditions around the harvest festivals from the old what do you call it? Celtic traditions. So there's
Also,
a little mix of a few things.
it's also Reformation Day. Reformation.
Is it?
Yes.
That does not sound impossible to me.
Well, I believe he nailed his thesis on the wall or on the door.
It's
because he knew
theses.
the next theses on the door. Because the next day he knew a lot of people were going to go to church for All Saints Day.
Ah, that would make sense. Yeah, okay. Good thinking there, Martin Luther. Good thinking. He was a smart cookie.
And his son was huge in the 50s, I hear.
Okay. So,
Alright, back to Star Trek.
back to Star Trek. I bet that means that you and who else is with Bent talking to the guy?
I am.
Okay, so you two are up. So one of you can, ask questions or do scans or something.
Well, yeah, I said to scan the child.
Okay, so that is a reason medicine task or reason medical or whatever.
Okay, I'll do that.
And you can assist there, Echul.
Okay.
And if you would like, you guys may also, well, I was going to say may spend momentum, but apparently not. We need that assist roll. Oh, you did.
No.
Oh, but you only got one because you rolled one too many. So.
Oh.
Oh well. So
Take the first one again.
So, Efren is a perfectly healthy 6-year-old. It seems that the colony medical staff is developmentally 6 months old, however. But the child has no underlying genetic disorders that would explain any of this.
All right, let's ask the parents if the child has always had this mental capacity. Or...
Yeah, has the kid always been like this, or is this a recent development?
Well, he's only 6 months old.
What?
That's the problem.
So it's a 6-month-old who somehow has the body of a 6-year-old?
Yes.
That's like
Okay, I thought it was the other way around. All right.
At first... Oh, sorry.
Ask the parents when this rapid growth began. Was it always growing rapidly from the first time they could tell? Or did the child have like maybe 3 years of normal growth? Or, sorry, 3 months of normal growth, and then suddenly the next 3 months were like crazy growth?
Well, the pregnancy was relatively normal. There were no there were no particular problems, although, you know, every pregnancy is going to be a little bit different. But very soon after he was born, we noticed he was growing rapidly. And then he started to also not just gain in size, but also to, you know, seem to become older. And at first the doctor said they thought maybe it was progeria, which we can't treat out here if it were, although neither of us have a family history of progeria. But then the genetic tests all came back negative.
I mean, when Spock, remember when Spock grew and he was like, it wasn't really Spock? What was that, the Genesis device?
Well, none of you know about that because that's super classified.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
What are you referring to?
You're also not actually technically at this point in the scene.
Right.
Because this is sort of a we cut to meanwhile.
Right.
So what do you think?
So the genetic tests came back negative.
Yes.
Doesn't seem that there's any underlying condition.
The child himself seems perfectly healthy by all scans, except he's also 6 years old, but chronologically he's only 6 months old.
Okay. So nothing on this planet makes any sense. Q, where are you?
Well, here's the thing: the grapes were maturing way too fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's harvesting season, and they're already dried out and dead. And same with the wine. What? It's got to be something with the planet, I'm guessing, unless it was like the water.
Genesis device.
They're putting time speed up juice in the water.
Yeah, they're putting aluminum in the water, and it's making everyone get old fast.
Aluminum does that?
Turns the frogs gay.
Okay.
Oh, come
Scan
on.
the frogs, scan the aluminum, scan the water, scan the food, scan.
You know,
the people.
I'm starting to get a little bit
Oh.
suspicious of the damn water supply, though. If there's like something wacky with it.
Well, you can also scan the parents.
Yeah, you know what? It's a good idea. We should scan the
To
parents.
scan the people.
Okay.
This is the first thing I said. Scan the kids, scan the people.
All right. Well,
Okay.
scan the what questions do you want to ask, and what scans do you want to take?
What scans? We want to take aging scan.
Okay. And what question do you want to have answered?
When did they start aging more rapidly?
You've already been unable to tell that anything is wrong just by scanning. So what you could do is ask them their actual age, and then scan to see how old they seem to be.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. So take a reason medical. Oh wow.
Nice roll.
Okay. So, you guys gain a point of momentum. You're back up to full. And you find out that not only do both of his parents report ages that are somewhere around a decade under what they appear to be based on the scan, but also you also realize, based on your scan and your previous scan, that if this doesn't keep up, or this doesn't get stopped somehow, this will likely continue, and all of these people will be dead in a few years of old age.
So they're aging rapidly. We can't know
can do
when that
for it.
began because I already asked that.
Well, you do know that the pregnancy was not unusual.
It's very
Pregnancy
recent, because
was
we know the
normal.
bloodline thing is
Fine, and the
recent.
child is 6 months. Ask the people what's changed. What changed 6 months ago?
Okay.
Or about 6 months prior with their food or water or supplies or communications with any unknown aliens or relationship changes with known allies or anything like that.
And happy Samhain to you too, Vesta. It's nice to have you here. Alright, so everyone says that everything was, continuing as normal, but that around 6 months ago is when they started noticing that things were becoming unusual, but no one reports having done anything strange. No one reports any, No one, like, fished out a weird alien device from the water system or anything.
So literally nothing's changed.
That they know of.
Okay. Alright, so then the only thing that I could think of, since everything else has been ruled out, is that somehow this child at 6 months, but 6 years, is causing all this time to change. And we scanned the child and it didn't show anything. So I don't know. Maybe the
What
child.
if I want to go that route?
It's a
It could be-
hypothesis.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, it's
what else
possible,
can
but-
what else can we try? If anyone has suggestions, I
Well,
feel
we
like-
can.
Well, we should probably scan.
We'll cut to the. We'll cut to meanwhile at the collapse structure. And then you guys can all come together, and then all as a group, you can make decisions. Because technically, Duke, you're not even supposed to be talking right now, because you're not technically even there.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't talking when Duke was going.
Yeah. So,
I wasn't there.
so meanwhile, we'll cut to who's at the collapse. Who's going to the collapse structure?
Me and Lorg.
All right. So you two. So the governor leads you. So Sarita leads you to one of the collapse structures, a warehouse that was built within the last year. The outer shell of the warehouse was faux wood veneer, but underneath is a prefabricated metal structure. A simple examination of the warehouse reveals that several of the support columns broke apart and the entire structure collapsed shortly afterwards. Does anyone have a focus in engineering?
I do.
Okay, so you...
And technically, I've got a power systems and some thermochemistry.
Alright, well that's engineering enough. So, this is actually pretty problematic. This is a prefabricated warehouse made of titanium alloys, the same material that the Federation uses for starship hulls. If something is happening to the metal in these buildings, it could be disastrous for most ship fleets, because many ship fleets use a lot of titanium alloys because of their strength and lightness, and yeah, that's probably bad.
Can we? Well, I don't suggesting I do. I suggest more.
Yeah,
Just
scan for
anxiety.
anything involving entropic,
Okay.
any entropic anomalies I can scan
Research
for.
capabilities. of
You-
the child.
You may assist. This is going to be
I'm happy to assist.
this will be a reason engineering task.
That's 2 task roll.
Yeah, 2, but TD Lane, you're going to roll only 1 die on reason engineering.
Understood.
Okay, that's 1. And that's a success. Alright, so, the metal collapsed due to fatigue caused by aging. This sort of metal fatigue would be expected in a structure that had been standing for over 100 years, not a building that was erected within the last year.
Interesting.
You can enter into part of the building. There's the front of the building is largely intact if you want to.
Let's go inside.
Okay.
Proceed.
I am introducing the trait to this condemned building. What this means is that the any tasks that you do inside this building, the threat range will be increased by 1. So what that means is instead of threat range 1, you're going to switch to 2. So you're twice as likely to generate threat for me. Which could result in me collapsing the building.
Very easily.
Lovely.
Okay, so it is dangerous in here. So be careful. So the warehouse stored empty wine barrels. On looking at them, you realize that there's significant rust on the steel bands, and the wood looks rotten.
So, yet another chronological anomaly set, apparently.
Cyrita, who did not join you inside, says, the colonists built these barrels just a few years previous.
When exactly did you first notice this building deteriorating?
Well, it's towards the beginning of harvest season, so we haven't been filling many wine barrels. So we hadn't noticed, but then, I think a few days ago, someone noticed that the building had collapsed. So this warehouse, we don't usually go into it unless we're actively filling up wine barrels.
So it hasn't been in use for several months in the least.
Right.
Almost a year.
Yes.
Almost a local year.
Right. It's been
That doesn't help narrow
probably
it down
about
too much.
10 months or so since people have been regularly going in here. So,
And given the amount of time it's spent at K, we aren't very sure about how quickly it's developed and since when.
right.
Have the rest of us arrived at the building yet?
No, you guys are all. This is all happening simultaneously. This is a meanwhile
Okay.
scene.
Right,
Yeah.
just
What?
checking.
Is there anything we could have learned from the scans of our last mission that would have helped apply this sort of a different sort of chronal anomaly?
I mean, you can scan specifically for chronotons if you want to.
All right. That
So-
sounds reasonable.
All right. Are you going to do that in the building?
Yes.
Okay. So this is going to be a recent science check, and it is going to be it's going to be difficulty 2, and the threat range is 2.
I'm
So
not going to assist because there's a high probability I will just fuck things up.
okay.
I'm being fully serious.
All right. You do in fact detect additional chronotons. So there is an excess flux of chronotons in the area.
No. We'll have to go probably use the ship sensors to get much of a better sense of any directionality or where the origins of this.
Correct.
I'll inform my
Ugh.
companion and then make our way out.
Okay.
Ugh. I could use my communicator to send a message to Lieutenant Clang to do a scan for chronotons.
I mean, okay.
Shall
All right. Well, let's say that you guys all meet back up to confer. Does that seem reasonable?
Sounds
Yeah.
good to me.
All right, we are starting a new scene. Your momentum is going down to 5. All right, so you all meet back up with the governor. But as you're about to start talking about this, a man starts approaching, shouting angrily. It's a Klingon.
Uh-oh.
Oh, goody.
What exactly is he shouting?
He's shouting that you're all wasting your time with all these scans.
What does he suggest we do?
At this point, he says, everything that's happening is the Romulans' fault.
He could be
As I
right.
suspected, is there a cloaked Romulan ship nearby with an artificial singularity?
How would I know?
Well, why are you blaming the Romulans then?
Because I've been seeing them skulking around my vines.
Whoa.
Romulans skulking around your vines.
Yes.
Well, show me.
Oh. Alright. So he takes you over to he has a ground transport vehicle, and you guys drive off to a section where there are more Klingons growing various Klingon fruits. So I don't know if you know this, but Klingon farmers is a thing.
Well, scan for Romulan life forms.
Okay. Take a control science, because you guys are driving at the moment.
Control science, and I'm gonna use momentum.
Okay.
So I'm gonna click 3 and then task roll.
Okay, 1 momentum.
Oh!
Oh! You find 0 Romulan life signs.
What do we have? 4 momentum now?
Yes. Also, your control science is 7. No wonder you failed.
Alright.
I could have
That's
done
rough.
better than that.
Yeah, that's...
Someone else could maybe do something.
Can I scan?
You absolutely may.
Okay.
It's control science. Oh! Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, so not only did you not find any.
I got better numbers. It shouldn't be worse.
Not only did you not find any Romulans, but now you get a chime on your communicator. It's Lieutenant Klang again, and he says, "Captain, the ion storm is growing worse. The shuttle is having to return back."
Damn.
Lieutenant Klang is not of any help, guys.
So now I am moving the trait Ion Storm from Ion Storm 1 to Ion Storm 2. Okay. So, after the scene, we will be introducing a bonus scene to help you guys try to resolve this, in which we will introduce a secondary pilot as a supporting character that can be played by whomever you guys like, but they are going to have to be piloting one of the heavy fighters because it's more powerful and going to be less battered by ion storms. So, yeah, get ready for that, because if you guys don't find a way to get back,
we're gonna die of old age in 3 years too.
Basically.
Great.
Can the heavy fighter pilot be William Shatner?
I mean, he can sound like William Shatner if whoever plays him decides to make him sound like William Shatner.
I thought we were a Star Trek franchise. We should be able to get William Shatner, right?
Well, call him up.
Anymore?
Yeah, I'll call him up. He does.
You're not from Red Letter Media.
He does
We're
not
not a
book.
podcast.
He does not book podcasts.
Tell them we're not a podcast.
Yeah, if you're familiar with William Shatner's Twitter history, you'll see why that's funny. But I assume most people who are watching are not.
They should be.
They should. Agreed. Absolutely. Okay, so after a little bit, you see some white Na'ranme in rocky soil that's ideal for this particular variety. And so let's see. He brings you to a certain spot, and he says, "Look right here. You see that hole in the ground? And there's a little depression in the ground. A Romulan made that, and then he took some of my fruit."
Why does he
scan?
think a Romulan did it? Did he actually see it? Or
Yeah,
is he just expecting
Can we
it? Okay.
scan the hole in the ground?
you absolutely may.
All right, I don't want to scan it because I've rolled 2.
I mean,
Whatever these red
I
ones are
could
called.
try. I don't know if my stats are good for it.
Wait, I'll bring you to a better hole. Hold up. So he takes you.
Going.
He takes you a bit farther down into the vineyard. Well, I don't know if you call it a vineyard when it's not like grapevines. I don't know, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a hole that's about a meter deep and about a quarter meter across. Like, it's a significant borehole.
I believe it would be called a vineyard, but spiky.
All Klingon plants have spikes confirmed. Look, you can't tell me that's just an accident. Someone made that.
Is this like a perfectly round hole?
It's not perfectly
almost
round.
like-
It's pretty round,
Okay.
but
Did he dig it?
Is this the Romulan version of crop circles? Damn it!
it might be. Take a recent engineering task. It's going to be difficulty 2.
Oh, that I can do. I'm really good at that.
Does anyone want to assist?
Screw it, I will.
Yes,
Okay.
please assist.
Okay. And the assist roll?
A reason in engineering.
Yep. Oh, wow.
How does
3.
do I have like some kind of what? Whatever.
So you can bank up to 2 of those momentum because you got 2 or 3 momentum. But let's see what happens. So this hole could have been made by a device designed to take soil samples. It looks like it was some device that involved some kind of like energy beam that would be used to take a precise volume of soil for sampling. In this case, a substantial amount. Now you have one of your momentum can be spent. So one of the things you can spend momentum on is reducing the difficult traits of the scene, which include Ion Storm 2. You could drop it to Ion Storm 1. However, you can't do that with the momentum until after it's banked. So right now you basically have to ask a question or lose some momentum that you've just rolled.
Okay. Can we use some of that momentum to make another scan?
No. You can ask a question about this scan.
Okay.
Suggestions, crew.
Not good with the science stuff. That's up for you guys to figure out.
I'm a science one. I don't know.
What more would you like to know about this hole?
Does the dirt have bones in it?
Is there any way we can tell how long ago it was made? I mean, other than asking the dude.
Well,
Yes, you can. Yep, I will tell you. So, based on your scan and from things like erosion of the hole and soil infill from just, falling in from the side, it looks like this was made the previous night.
Oh, okay. This is very new then.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are there any
Would you like to bank the other two? Or is this another question?
This is another question.
Okay.
Are there any in our scan? Did anything show up like tachyons or any kind of particles?
So there is a residual energy field that is similar but not identical to Romulan disruptor technology. So it's plausible that a Romulan made this.
Okay.
But it could be something else.
Yes. It's, like I said, it's plausible. It's not definite, but it's plausible.
In what way does it differ from the standard technology?
So, Romulan disruptor technology is a very concentrated energy burst that is used to basically bombard matter with such high energy particles that it loses chemical and in some cases even nuclear stability. This is a much weaker thing that is basically just generating larger amounts of thermal energy to try to separate out certain areas of the soil.
Yes.
So,
The mini hydroplate beam, of course. How could I forget?
right.
Yes, of
Is
course.
there
Now, if you ask another question on this
sort of? Okay.
another question will be a momentum spend, and you will go from 4 to 3 momentum, but you may ask it.
So it's
Okay,
a Z
that
team then.
Okay, that's up to the captain if I can do that.
Well,
then.
the captain is suspicious that there might be a Romulan ship in orbit, and it might be.
I'm
cloaked, it might
suspicious
have
this might be like a
issues,
retrofitted tech thing.
and it might have issues with its artificial singularity and time issues, and it may be orbiting this planet and using some of its technology to drill into this planet for something.
Captain,
I will say this
I have a minor hypothesis.
beamed up.
for a
Grow their own
ship-based soil sample. This is a fairly precise and tiny hole, so it's probably not.
huge hole.
It's
1 meter.
I have
it's a meter deep and a quarter meter across. So it's
I
significant,
think
but
you
it's not
said
like a
kilometer.
pit.
I thought you
Oh
said
no,
kilometer.
no.
I misunderstood.
And then Tesla Ranger is saying, I'm not saying it's Romulans, but it's Romulans.
I mean, obviously.
Captain, I have a hypothesis. The first of which
Okay.
is entirely correct. It is always the Romulans' fault.
Oh,
More importantly, I suspect the Romulans may be actively causing this chronological issues in studying them, and that is why they took these soil samples.
And then, of course, the Klingon man says, yes, that's what I've been saying for weeks, but that human governor won't believe me. He's like, oh, the Klingons see Romulan spies everywhere, only because they are everywhere.
Also, not wrong.
They think
So-
the Earth is round because it is. How dare they?
So either all this is being caused by the Romulans, or the Romulans just detected this and they're
Terrans are
scanning it.
in on it, damn it.
Well, if the Romulans detected and they're just here, they're also definitely here without invitation from the governor.
Sure.
Unless the governor's lying about not knowing about the Romulans.
And I will admit it is also possible that the Romulans are simply being massive douches as they normally are, and know
Right.
about this.
That is sort of the MO for Romulans.
Hey, let's test our time weapon on just some random planet. That sounds like something we do.
Yes,
I mean,
that-
hey man, you gotta do field trials.
Yeah.
Right.
All
right.
So, is there anything else you would like to do?
Right. Well, what are we down to? 4 momentum?
I think so.
We're gonna have to use one to. I think we're gonna have to use one to lower the ion storm.
I do too.
Okay. All right. You can spend one, and the ion storm intensity has dropped back down to 1, and so sorry. You get another chime, and Lieutenant Clank says, "Captain, the ion storm has reduced in intensity again. Would you like us to send down another shuttle, or perhaps a heavy fighter?"
Send down a heavy fighter.
Look, hold.
Pick up the crew.
Look. He signs off.
In the meantime, what about talking to Governor Serena and seeing if she's in on it the whole time?
Well,
Hey,
would
are you doing your
Otherwise,
conspiracy?
when we get
Yes.
back to the ship, we're going to send out a communication on all channels and all frequencies, demanding that the Romulan ship that's cloaked decloak and
I will tell you now,
present its-
if a Romulan warbird decloaks, you do not have the chops to take that on in combat.
we have the chops to hail them and communicate with them.
That's fair.
And it could be a Romulan not warbird.
That's also true.
Smaller vessels.
So, would you like to leave now, or do you want to do any more investigating around here?
What is the does any of the crew have anything else they want to do in this area? Now's the time to do it.
We can leave and just talk to the governor from our ship.
We could also see. You could also try to attempt to see if you can find out whether or not this is something that happened from a ship or remotely, or was there actually someone here physically, like Zane says? If there was someone here, which direction did they come from or go to?
Well, so the hole was small, so like you said, it would have to be very precise for a ship to do that.
Right.
Could we scan for other Romulans around us in this area?
You can.
Let's scan for that life. Why don't
Okay.
we do that?
I
Oh, what? You think it's a bad idea?
I do agree. Who will be doing the scan? Because I think.
Well,
after
I'll also point
last
out-
two scans,
There's this
We could
thing.
say, hey, Romulans.
There's this thing that humanoids have been doing for millions of years. It's called looking for tracks.
Hey,
You could just do that.
just look for tracks.
I'll
Yeah.
do that.
Because even if there's no Romulan life signs, there might be
Or
Romulan
any
tracks.
signs of life that could be Romulan.
Okay, so take a
Fitness.
this is gonna be a reason security.
May I take that?
You may. Would anyone like to assist?
What do we need to roll to get it?
It's a reason security.
Okay. Yeah, I'll assist.
Yeah, when you rely too much on technology.
Now, can I assist with momentum or is
Ah.
that nothing?
You may spend some momentum to cancel out his threat gain right there.
Yep.
All right, so
Yep.
how do I do that?
You just spend a momentum.
And the momentum.
Yeah.
We're down to 2.
And then I just roll one die.
Yep. All right.
Oh.
Well, you did it.
Clutch.
You found some tracks.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, man.
That was close.
Oh. All right, let's go follow those tracks and
Should we
Let's
set our
see.
phasers to stun?
can I use a value?
What's the value?
I have a value called effective communication with unknown aliens is vital.
How would you like to use it?
Well, I feel like there's aliens nearby, and I don't know who they are, and it's really important that I communicate with them. And so I would like to somehow, through my amazing ability to convince alien life nearby to stop what they're doing and reveal themselves and communicate with me.
You mean just
I'm
flex?
gonna make that happen.
All right. So I can tell you right now that your scans. You can take a task right now to check to see if there are life signs that you're unaware of that might be humanoid. And if you don't find any, then no, you can't use the value for that.
Okay. Well,
So first, you would want to take a reason science roll, or someone would, to scan for humanoids nearby.
okay.
Detecting whether or not they're actually Romulans is going to be more difficult.
All right. Well, I'll do that.
Okay? Well,
Nice.
not only do you succeed, you gain 2 momentum. one of which would be enough to tell you whether or not there are Romulans, but the only unknown life sign that you find is actually inside of a nearby house that looks like it's probably Zane, or the Klingons guy's house.
It's an unknown life sign?
Yeah, it's the only one you don't know about. Like, the only life signs that you get for humanoids are your crew, the Klingon, and then one in that house.
And the one in that house isn't a Klingon life sign, so why don't we go to that house?
Well, it doesn't say... You don't know if any of them are Klingon life signs, because that's going to require a spend of the momentum. You can scan...
momentum to
We're
see-
getting low on momentum.
Oh, we got
You just
three.
gained
No.
3, yeah.
Oh, we did. Okay, I missed that.
Oh, sorry, you gained
Three
2.
after spending.
You gained 2. So, you could just spend momentum and see what species it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, it's Klingon.
Son of a gun. So the only life around here is Klingon. But what about the tracks? Did we follow them all the way?
You can now. So, the tracks lead... Let's see. The tracks lead to a small path with several small trampled bushes and small scrub trees that have broken limbs. The path leads further into the hills. Would you like to continue following?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to get to the bottom of this.
Should I be the one doing the tracking? I am the one from the, like, backwoods colony planet who knows how to hunt.
Yeah. So, I'm not actually gonna make it a task for you guys to follow the trail. So, but I mean, if you want to roll for it, I can make it as a difficulty 0 task if you just want to try and build up momentum.
Sure, why not?
Okay. It is going to be further reason security checks. And what are your focuses again?
Hunting, the food stuff, decent with the transporters and replicators, animal handling, and like haggling price.
All right.
The hunting is the important.
Yeah, I'm going to say that you can say yes for focus on this one.
Okay.
Okay, so you just gain 3 momentum.
He literally has 1 less than me, but yeah, he strolls there. Great. Nice to know my luck hasn't changed.
Well, I mean, he did have focus. He did have a focus on this
Yeah.
one. So
True.
okay, so you not only do you successfully follow the trail, it ends at a rock face. And if you would like, you can use a gain information to notice some more things about this trail.
Sure thing.
So, would you like to do that?
Of
Yes.
course.
Okay, so that brings you down to 5 momentum. And what you find out is that the trail actually stops very abruptly, as if one of the shoe prints actually isn't even a full shoe print. It just kind of stops at a certain point right at the rock face. But
So they stepped off onto something.
that is going to be the start of another scene. And then
And scene.
we are also going to take a quick break because I am thirsty and I need to refresh on my drink. So,
Agreed.
please, we will be back shortly. This is going to be like 2 or 3 minutes, guys. So, you know, if you have to real quick use the bathroom or get yourself a beverage, go for it. But we shall return momentarily.
Alright, going for it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to restart the opening. My bad on that one. But we are back with fresh drinks, and we are ready to go. However, what this means, though, is that we are now at the scene where we are going to try and get you guys a heavy fighter down through the atmosphere to try and rescue you guys. So, we need to add a new supporting character. What should this person's name be?
What's the rank, by the way?
We'll go with Ensign on this one.
Someone suggested Kirk before, but that seems
I
very
like the last
unclean.
name Benson. So it's Ensign Benson.
Ensign Benson? Is that...
Yeah, I kind of like that, not gonna lie.
Okay.
Or Benson, yes.
Ensign Benson, alright.
Who's
Let's do
playing
it.
Benson?
Alright, and by the way, Bent, I did offer you the chance to make your next supporting character an exchange officer from the Gorn Hegemony or the Orion Syndicate.
Mm.
Well, not the Orion Syndicate, but the Orions.
Which one did I choose?
I don't know that you did, but I think it might have been Gorn.
I think I chose Gorn.
Well, let's give him a Gorny name then.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. Are you rejecting Ensign Benson?
It's not very Gorn.
What would a Gorn name sound like?
Probably have more G's and more S's.
Ensign Jensen. With a G.
No, no.
How about Gensen?
Something else.
How about Gensen?
Okay.
Ensign Gensen. Okay, there we go. So, now we go
Why not just
to
Ensign. Ensign.
male or female?
Let me flip a coin.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the tar pick.
It's hard to tell with Gorn anyway.
Female.
Gorn female. So, she is going to be your brand new pilot that you guys are going to have. So, what that means, though, is we need to make a new... what you call it?
Character
A new supporting character. So I'm already working on that. So, okay, supporting characters. Here we go. Let's see. All right, so this is a pilot. This is going to be an auxiliary pilot because occasionally you will need to have your pilot will either be on a planet, or you'll need to have someone pilot like both a fighter and your ship or something like that, right? So remember that when we're doing this. So the assignment is con. So let's see, attribute scores of 10, 9, 9, 8, 8, and 7. Where do we want the 10?
For a pilot?
I'm going to tell you that right now
control.
piloting. Well, I'm going to tell you right now that piloting through the ion storm is going to be a daring con check.
Oh. Then I
Put it
guess
in
daring.
Okay. So, 10 in daring. A 9 in control wouldn't be bad because most piloting tasks end up being control con.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have one more 9.
I mean, what else could help? Fitness could help. Presence could help. Insight. I don't know.
I'm gonna say
Never affected.
yeah, I'm gonna say insight actually.
Okay, insight is another 9. All right, what is going to go for the, there's 2 8s.
Fitness and presence.
Fitness and presence? Okay. All right, so she's not the smartest one, but she is very brave. And also pretty cool under pressure. All right, so disciplines 4, 3, 2, 2. So I'm gonna say obviously one of the 4s is going to con, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so where's the 3 going?
Engineering. Probably.
Engineering.
Okay. Whoops. 3.
Oh wait. What if we made this? What if we made this person like a pretty good medic also?
Well, this might end up being your main fighter pilot, so you might actually want to give her a 3 in security so she can fire the weapons on the fighter too.
Yeah, I was about to say she is high.
Okay.
She is high fitness and daring, so she should have high standard security.
All right, let's do that.
Okay. Well, there's a let's see, 2 2s that you can now assign.
Medicine helps when you're fighting too. Just saying.
Okay, we'll put one in medicine. And what's the last one? Command, engineering, or secure or science? Engineering might help if she needs to fix the ship she's on.
Yeah, I was thinking that, but she also might need to command.
She's an ensign. She won't be commanding anyone.
Oh yeah, well, okay, engineering. She can command later in her career.
Okay, let's see. Now we need 3 focuses. Now, one of them you might want to make relevant to this current situation.
Right.
Evasive maneuvers.
Okay. Evasive maneuvers. What about meteorology?
Ooh, yeah.
Would be a bad idea.
And let's come up with one that's just kind of a little bit off the wall, where it's just like, oh, okay, that's a weird quirk about you.
She doesn't like blood wine.
Kama Sutra studies.
Well, doesn't like blood wine isn't really a focus. Focuses are things that you really like. But we could put on, like, sexology, I guess.
All right.
That is not what I said.
Brilliant.
Well, Kama Sutra is a bit narrow, so fine, we're going sexology. She knows all the stuff about all the mating habits of all sorts of creatures.
You turned my funny joke into something serious. How dare you?
This is accurate.
As all funny statements should be processed.
That's your job, I guess.
So, let's see. I do need to find the rules for Gorn real quick, which I'm sorry I forgot to do. So, give me a second.
While you're doing that, I will be right back.
You see, Dapper, this is why your videos are so easy to refute. You never prepared.
Well, I forgot, like, yeah, whatever.
No, we here on the Star Trek Adventures.
Okay. So, we increased their control by 1, daring by 1, and fitness by 1. Okay, there we go. And then, let's see. Where's my rule book? Goodness, I've got too many windows open. Okay, let's see. Standard issue equipment, values. Okay, let's get a single value. I can give you some typical Gorn ones. Don't act until you're sure you're right, then let nothing stop you. That's a typical Gorn type of value. Does that work for you guys?
What do you say, Captain?
What else?
That's the only one that was there, but I mean, like, a value can ultimately be anything that this character is, like, one of their core motivations.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Okay. Don't act until you're sure you're right.
We here in the House of Torg encourage everybody to not judge others simply for not being entirely prepared.
Okay, then let's see. We need, let's see. Give a single talent, and I'm gonna just pick one of the Gorn talents. Sorry.
That's fine.
Let's see. I kind of like the idea of, I don't know if this would work, like in a situation where there isn't enough time to evaluate and make the right decision, that this character has a really strong instinct and trusts her instinct really well. And it tends to work out.
Well, can we give her con talents?
We're giving her thick hide, which she needs to get at least one Gorn talent during character creation for being Gorn. So I picked thick hide, which means resistance is increased by 1. So she actually just naturally has resistance 1.
We know one
And
thing.
furthermore, when you succeeded a recover task, you gain 3 stress per momentum spent instead of 2. However, she can't take momentum tasks because she's a supporting character. So, but still, she gets +1 resistance. Yeah. So here we go. Who is going to control Ensign Gensen for today?
I can.
All right. So we're gonna put this in. I'm just gonna put it in all players' journals. All right. So I'm actually gonna do the same thing with Lieutenant Klang. Is put him in all players. All player. Come on. Okay. And go over here. Yeah. Okay. So you should be able to control Ensign Gensen now. You should be able to roll for her. You cannot check your journal.
I can only do me and Lieutenant Klang.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, same for me.
Let me double check. I probably screwed something up. Yep, I did. My bad.
Everyone makes mistakes.
All right. So now you should be able to.
Okay.
Okay, so we reduce 1 momentum as we go into the new scene, which is Ensign Gensen, brand new Gorn assigned to the ship as part of an officer exchange thing. I don't know. And she has been tasked with piloting through the storm. So, Ensign Gensen, what are you up to?
I'm sorry. It's taking me a while to get all these windows sorted. So say that again. What am I up to?
Yeah.
Have I landed yet?
No, you're on the ship. You're in the shuttle bay. The expensive shuttle bay.
Well, what am I up to? I'm getting in the big fighter thing, and I'm heading down to the surface to pick up the crew.
Okay. So,
I'm sure that I'm right. So you can let anyone stop me.
so you are in your Katoch class scout, and the shuttle bay doors open, and you leave. But as you enter the upper atmosphere, the ship starts rattling.
Uh-oh.
All right. Now, you're going to need to take a daring con check. You're going to actually need to take a few different checks. So first, actually, you need to take a control con check in order to get yourself down into the sort of the out of the ionosphere and into like the thermosphere of the planet, while the ion storm rages around you.
How much momentum do we have?
3.
Can this person take momentum though?
Okay. So
Or use
you
it?
succeeded, and I spent 1 point of threat to actually increase the threat range to 10, or to not threat range. Sorry, the difficulty to 2. Okay, you managed to make it down into the thermosphere, but the storm is increasingly violent. So I'm spending 2 threat, going down to 8, to bring the difficulty of this daring control check up to 3. Which, by the way, on that control con, you should also have been supported by engines con on the ship. So let me roll that real quick. It's probably not going to help, but it might. So I need to roll a 6 or under. Oh, I did. So you gain momentum.
Nice.
Can't spend it, but I can gain it.
Okay.
All right, so now we're doing a daring con,
Mm-hmm.
and what did you say? Set to 3.
It's a difficulty 3, and actually I'm upping the complication range to 3, which I'm going to spend another 2 points of threat to do. So now we're at 6.
And I can only do a task roll of 2. I can't spend momentum.
You can't spend momentum on the recover action, but you can spend momentum for dice rolls.
What about if I use my focus of evasive maneuvers / meteorology /
Yes, you may put it on.
Sexology might not apply, but
Sexology does
Use
not
it
apply.
anyways.
But
meteorology, but evasive maneuvers maybe.
meteorology and evasive maneuvers are both going to apply. So you can hit. You can hit yes. So you do have your focus, and if you would like, you may.
Yes, and then 3, and then 3 while using a momentum to roll.
So you're gonna roll. So you're gonna take an extra roll there. Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean it's a pretty hard challenge, right?
Fair. Yeah.
And I can't get any other help from anything else.
If you roll a success, the ship will also roll.
Well, let's go for it then.
Okay. Uh-oh, that's a complication. But it's 2 successes.
So the ship can help, right?
The ship is going to help. And the ship barely makes it. So you do succeed. However, I'm now putting the ion storm back up to 2.
Oh, dear.
And that's the result of that complication. Okay, so now one final daring control test as you enter the lower atmosphere and you're getting below the ion storm. This is going to be difficulty 2. I'm not increasing it with threat, but the what is it? The threat range is still at 2.
So am I still using my focus?
Yes.
Am I still at complication 3?
Yes. Sorry, complication range 3.
Task roll has to be at 2 then?
Yep, unless you want to buy more dice. You could buy up to 2 dice if you totally spent the momentum pool.
And what do I need? Like, how hard is this one?
This is difficulty 2.
Oh, I think I can handle it, right? What do you guys think? I don't know.
The more dice you roll, the more likely you're going to get a complication.
I'll let you know now. If you fail, you will have to either take a check to ascend to try again, or you
Let's
will
make this happen.
crash.
Let's make it happen.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go 4 task roll, which is gonna take me down to 1 momentum, I think.
Nope, that's going to wipe out your momentum entirely.
All of it?
I wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't?
You could also...
The more dice you roll, the more likely.
So
you're gonna get a
another...
complication.
I'll just tell you this. Another option is to pay threat. So for instance, you could take 2 momentum and then give me an extra point of threat.
Because
you can-
you have extra threat.
Because it'll let you buy dice rolls without using the momentum pool.
Oh, I don't understand how that works.
So anytime you would normally spend momentum, if you don't want to spend momentum, you can just give me a point of threat instead.
Okay, sure.
It represents you taking crazy daring risks.
Okay, do that.
Okay, so you want to spend how much momentum?
2 momentum. We'll have 1 left.
Okay, and then you're going to give me 1 point of threat, right?
Yeah, why not? I'm
Okay,
gonna roll 4 die.
I'm now up to 7 threat, and now you have, 4 dice that you can roll.
Now we're all gonna die.
Yeah, boy.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Alright, so the ship didn't help, but it also didn't generate any additional threat. However, I am in fact spending my threat that I just gained to come back down to 7 and implement Ion Storm 3 as the Ion Storm goes crazy.
Golly galore! Come on.
But here's the good thing,
We
right?
succeeded 3 times, I thought.
Yeah, you're down, but that red 0? That means you
I
generated.
told you,
That means you generated
more
threat.
dice you roll.
Yeah, but we had to land, or I'd crash and die.
Yeah. All right.
I know. I get it.
And now here's the ironic thing: you managed to land in town, and the ironic thing is you probably shouldn't have given me that threat because now we're starting a new scene and momentum is going back down to 0.
Well, you told me.
It's because you didn't want to wipe out the momentum pool.
Because you told me.
I didn't tell you that you had to buy threat. I just told you if you didn't want to.
This is a good idea. Do this.
I did not say that.
He didn't.
Yeah, and I.
All right. So now
You did it.
we are back at the entrance to the, or not, I don't know, we're back at that place.
At the where the hole is that we were looking at.
No, we're at the end of the end of the trail.
At the totally not secret Romulan base.
Oh,
Right.
right.
Can we check the rock face, perhaps?
Absolutely. So, as you check the rock face, you can put your hand through it.
Yeah. Well, This seems rather Romulan.
So, you guys want to step through the rock face? I mean, you can be careful about it, but...
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you step through, and on the other side, you actually see some large metal doors of Romulan design.
Can I ready my disruptor, please?
Yeah, you can all draw weapons.
Yeah.
Why did
I'm drawing my disruptor pistol.
Okay, so I will say, I was mistaken last time in thinking that everyone should have their batleths ready. They are included on your character sheet, should you choose to get them, but getting one, equipping the party with them does cost a point of momentum. So that is a mistake that I both made and forgot to tell you that I had made, so I'm sorry about that, but you guys don't have your batleths handy. But you do have your disruptor pistols, so... You also have your mechleths and doktags and unarmed strikes. So... There you go. Alright, and we are also back inside of a technology area, so we're going to switch ambient noise.
What was what was one of those weapons? The
Mechleth? It's a sword. Yeah.
Could you, like... I just added another space in my weapons sheet. I do not know how to spell that. MEK''LETH. Alright.
Which is, no, not a proper Klingon word, but what are you going to do, right?
Would you say the second part again?
MEK''LETH.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Does anyone else have the mechleth on their character sheet?
I do, yes.
What is the damage and what is your control?
Well, range is 3, but is that damage?
That's that 3
oh,
is.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 3.
What's your security rating?
Security is 1.
Okay, so it's 2 plus your security, and your security is 4, right, TD?
Yes.
So that would be 6 for you.
It's quite damaging.
Yeah, well, I mean, with a security of 4, everything you do is pretty damaging.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty beefy.
Mm-hmm. You definitely are. Okay,
And
so
I have the presence to kill somebody by looking at them.
when you step forward, the doors open, and you peer into a dimly lit room. Overhead lights flicker, and the smell of burning plastic and ozone permeate the room. From just a single glance, you realize this was an observation post the Romulans hastily converted into a large laboratory. Given the destruction, it's unlikely that anything will be salvageable. The computer banks and consoles have disruptor burns, and smoke pours forth from the holes, and the floor is littered with smashed pads and other equipment. The Romulans must have evacuated the facility in a hurry because they have destroyed some sophisticated equipment that would be difficult to replace.
Oof.
Oof.
Captain, what should we do?
Scan.
Okay. Well, why don't you look around to see what to scan first? Because your tricorders have a fairly narrow focus, right? Like, they can't just, like, it takes a while to just, like, oh,
How dark
what's...
is it? Is it?
It's,
I can scan for.
it's not much darker than the interior of your ship.
Okay, so we don't need flashlights or anything?
No, you're fine.
Can we
Alright.
scan for light
Look
signs?
around. Tell me what you see.
Look around.
Okay.
Okay.
One second, I have to read a thing.
Bet there's Romulans nearby.
What? No. Okay. Sorry, I have to read this for a second. So, let's see. Take a difficulty 0 control security check.
Huh?
Difficulty 0 control security.
I could do that. So that would be complication range 5 then?
Nope, complication range is all the way down at 1.
Ah. There.
Okay.
Wrong. That was the wrong one.
Oh, that was...
Control.
Yeah. Oh, hey, 2. So, because it was difficulty 0, you just gained 2 momentum. And also, you found hiding, like a coward, a Romulan.
Oh.
Typical.
Hey, what is going on here?
I would like
told them
to
Romulan.
I would like to persuade frowningly, quite so, this Romulan to divulge what they were doing here.
We've been studying the tachyon emissions.
Not even. Can't, I don't even need the rule. I'm just that scary.
I'm sorry, did you not scan for tachyons and not get any results?
You did get results, actually. At the vineyard. Not the Klingon vineyard, but the human one. You would have been told that.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have anything else that you would like to...
Why is this Romulan being so afraid and cowardly?
I mean, he's a Romulan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, but Romulans can stand courageously even if they don't actually have any courage in their souls.
Is this a question you're asking him?
I'm asking the Romulan, why is he being such a big coward?
He says, look, I'm not a soldier. I'm a scientist. Sure, I work for the military, but as a researcher, I'm not here to die of old age prematurely or get shot by Klingons.
What are you doing here? What's going on with the time?
Hey,
and
what?
the planet?
Why don't you ask him where his ship is?
Asking what?
Where his ship is?
We're on his cloaked base. You don't think that's a landed ship?
I do now.
I'm sorry, that's what I thought it was, and I'm always acting as if I know the right answer, which is my value. And
I
thought
suspect they wouldn't have destroyed their own ship.
That's your value to life.
Stranded themselves. So this is probably a ground base that was
it
converted.
could be a base, but a cloaked base. I don't know. I guess it happens.
It's obviously just
Hey, you know what? Data was in a cloaked base in Star Trek.
Yeah, that was great. That was so good.
Hey, it also happened in another episode where they were they had a cloaked.
Yeah. Oh, I remember. Let's take one of the not so great episodes, in my opinion.
I'm just saying, there's precedent.
Redo it into an even worse movie. Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying there's precedent.
Yeah, there is precedent in Star Trek. So I don't know. Ask this dude: is this a base or a landed ship?
I mean, you can just literally ask him. You don't have to tell people to.
I'm asking.
Okay.
I say.
Okay. This is a base. We constructed it slowly over the course of a few months.
Well, what the heck, man? Why do you have cloaked bases on this planet?
Because we've been
What do you do right?
So they want to hide?
Who do you think you are?
Look, I'm not here to defend the actions of the Romulan Star Empire's government. You can take it up through diplomatic channels. I don't have an answer to that question for you.
Well, I feel like you did answer it. That the Romulans set up a base here for you to spy on these people and destroy their planet.
I say we rename this.
We're not trying to destroy this planet. We started detecting chronoton emissions, and so we set up a base to find out what was going on.
You mean you're not the cause of these chronotons?
I mean, if
I suggest we refer to this Romulan from here on out as Sanford.
Well, my name is Datak.
Okay, Sanford.
Look,
I'm just trying to get to the bottom of things here.
If Romulans are the cause of these chronoton emissions, I'm not aware of it. But you know what? If the Tal Shiar set up some kind of weird chronoton emission and didn't tell us, it wouldn't exactly shock me.
Whoa. Okay, so Romulan person, when were these emissions detected?
We detected them a few months ago. I'm not sure exactly. I think that exact detection was probably classified because, well, it's the Romulan Star Empire. It's classified.
Any idea what the cause might be?
Not personally, no.
What are you studying then? Like, what are you actually learning here?
We've been taking samples and of the dirt and plants and finding out how the chronotons are affecting the life forms on the planet.
How many ships do you have in orbit that are cloaked? What's the deal with your artificial singularity?
As far as I know, we're not using artificial singularity on a ground-based platform because that would be too dangerous. Because, look, we're really not here to kill these people.
Well, how many ships are there any artificial singularities nearby?
Well, as far as I know, there aren't any ships in orbit.
Excuse me, Sanford. Do you know what the end result will be from this from these chronoton emissions?
Yes, that's why we evacuated the base. At this point, it's going to be...
Wait. Sorry, go ahead.
At this point, it's going to result in the collapse of the planetary ecology and the death of all these people. And
Is there any way we can reverse this?
I don't know. You would have to find the source of the chronoton particles.
You said you evacuated the base. Where did you evacuate everyone to?
There is a cloaked Romulan warbird in orbit.
Okay, I thought he just said there were no
I
ships.
asked that like 17 times, bro.
Yeah, I thought you
Come
just
on.
said there were no ships. He said, as far as I know, there are no ships.
I may...
Turns out this Romulan is a liar.
Well,
All right,
he's a
we're in
Romulan.
custody, and we have to try to get back to our ship.
Custody, huh?
Yeah, because he's lying to us, and we're trying to figure out what's going on, and I think the Romulans are causing it.
I have a suggestion, Captain. Have Lorg slice his throat.
All right.
No. I'm gonna flying kick him.
Do it.
Break his
Do
neck.
it.
There's
So-
no taking prisoners in the Klingon.
What-
Are there any other people in this base? Have we searched everywhere? Search everywhere in this base.
No, you have not at all. He says the base is evacuated.
Yeah, I don't care. I think he's lying because he's
Care
lied
to lie
already.
about
All right, well, I'll tell you what.
Search everywhere in the base.
Roll a insight science task to see if he's lying.
That's a 1.
Okay. In fact, he is lying. The base has not been completely evacuated.
Alright.
Stupid.
Can I,
Son of a gun.
Can I punch him out?
I mean, he already is in custody, right?
Well, I mean, you're holding on to him. He's not like
Yeah.
resisting.
Don't knock him out, but you can give him a little slap in the face.
Okay.
All right.
All right, tell us what information.
Take a daring security check.
What complication range?
1.
Alright.
It's almost always 1. If it's not 1, I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
All right. You successfully punch him. You can roll your damage from unarmed strike, and I'm assuming it's non-lethal. But oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, that's why it's supposed to only be those 5. Yeah, I need to.
So you dealt
2 complications?
4 points of damage and also knocked him onto the ground with your mean right hook. He just crumbles.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact,
Oh,
you.
I didn't even have my focus on.
He actually is bleeding a little bit from his cheek at that point.
Oh,
Oh, I
whatever.
bet.
Nice hit. I appreciate that, Laura.
Sanford didn't earned it.
But what are those complications going to do for us?
Oh, those aren't complications on challenge dice rolls. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
It just means.
Yeah, I know. I wish they didn't put it in red on the challenge dice, because you can't generate complications on challenge dice. I wish this was programmed differently, but yeah. And in case I realize that the audience can't see the dice rolls, but because I really only put up the roll 20 for if there's actual combat. And punching a guy is not real. A single guy who's not really fighting back is not
Just one
real
side,
combat.
I'm sure that-
Yeah.
Look.
But was it a double-handed punch?
Yes.
Well, it was
yes,
non-lethal,
yes,
so
it
I
was.
don't think it's possible.
It's Star Trek. They're all double-handed.
I don't know, man. I think a double-handed punch would have been lethal.
No, but
Oh, man.
More?
I'll just assume that you gave him like a left hook, and he just crumbled.
Okay.
Romulans are made of
Is he still
cardboard.
conscious?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna like kind of push him with my foot a little bit and say, "Hey, you! Tell us what we need to
Moans.
know.
What do you want to know?
I want to know why you lied about the ship in orbit. How many ships are in orbit? Why the base isn't evacuated? Who else is here? What's really going on? I'm sick of asking.
Look,
and getting lies.
I don't actually know more about what's going on, but I lied about the personnel here and the ship in orbit because I don't want them all slaughtered by Klingons.
Why would you think we would slaughter them? We just want to get these people to safety. We don't want them all to die. in a couple of years.
It's not like Klingons don't have a reputation for killing people. I mean,
Look, I'm trying to save these people right now, and if you're not going to help, I will kill you right now where you stand.
okay,
You have 5 seconds to
look,
comply.
I don't remember exactly how many people are left in the base, but I know there are some back in the barracks. And
What do you think, Cruz? Should I slice his throat?
look, I
let's
don't
find
know
out
what
what
else to tell you. I don't know what the source of the chronoton field is.
How many ships are in orbit?
As far as I know, only one. But again, Romulans.
Robbie.
Let's take him with us and go to this barracks and see who's there with our weapons ready.
Yeah. So there is one thing.
Run it anyway.
So if you'd like, you can do another insight science to see if he's lied about any of that.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
I guess I'll just have to take his word.
He does not seem to be lying. Although I will also say that
Oh, I didn't even have to get because I got zeros.
him not lying is not the same as what he says being true.
Fair.
So as far as you can tell, he's not lying. Now, I will tell you, I did roll dice for him. If he also rolled 2 fails, then you win that roll.
Okay.
So there is actually still a chance that he is in fact definitely not lying. And of course, even if I had won the check and he wasn't lying, I would still tell you he's not lying. So
Okay.
that does not necessarily mean you failed.
Well, I mean, what else can we do right now, right? I say we go and keep searching the base.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's have him in custody just in case he's lying. And I don't know, his hands are probably chained and his feet are chained and he's chained to one of our guys so he can't escape.
I will carry him on my back.
Any weapon he's had has been removed and detect.
He has a Romulan disruptor pistol.
We took that from him. We took,
Okay. That's his only weapon.
you know, if he's got like a secret hidden communicator device or transport device, we're gonna miss that.
He does not have any of those.
But from
You searched
as far as
him.
we can tell, he's just got a shirt and pants and shoes and underwear and all that.
He's got that weird metal spiky harness too, and shoulder
he
pads.
And he might have.
Nice.
He's got
might
shoulder
have
pads
a
that would make
cyanide
Hillary
tooth
Clinton
or
jealous.
something.
Ooh.
I mean, do you want to check for a cyanide tooth?
No, I mean, is it a free check?
If he dies, he dies.
I mean, it's not
Check.
free.
Yeah, let's check for it. Let's check for it. I want to check
But-
for it.
All right.
What if it's a complication and he bites
Do-
your finger off?
Do a control medicine check. Whoever's good at that.
I'm not that good at that.
I'm 8-1. I'm not good.
I'm
What
worse.
medicine?
Control medicine.
Medicine.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. How about Corp? You're pretty good at medicine, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you assist?
Okay, what do I roll? Just medicine?
Just one control medicine check.
There's
Uh-oh.
your complication.
That's a complication. Oof. And we're only supposed to roll 1, but that's okay. So, I'm actually not going to I'm not going to add a complication to the scene. I'm just going to take 1 point of threat.
Okay.
So, he does not have a cyanide tooth.
Oh man, yes.
Clean.
Well, let's go explore this base then, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else is here? He said people in the barracks, weapons out, head that direction.
Okay. So, you go through the door to the east, which is the one that he tells you is the door to the barracks. This, in fact, is going to be the start of a new scene, which means we are dropping momentum down to 1. So, okay. Let me just make sure I have all of this. So, you go through the door, and there's a long hallway with 6 doors along along the opposite wall, and a 7th door at the far end of the hall. Each of the door is labeled with a number in the Romulan language, starting with 1 and ending in 6, which you guys know enough about to know, like, that's Romulan numbers. There's just one symbol. It's not hard to figure out. But the other one has some Romulan writing. Now, are any of you familiar with Romulan? And if you say you are, I want you to, justify this.
I'm familiar with Vulcans, which are similar to Romulan.
They don't use the same alphabet, though.
Can't read.
Lame hole.
I have effective communication with, it says with unknown aliens. They're not unknown.
What is that, a determination?
And it's a value. I don't know what a determination is.
Oh, sorry, that's what I meant to say as a value. I'll tell you what.
Well, Captain,
I-
we know quite a lot about the Romulans. Like, you can't trust them.
Well, yeah.
I'll tell you what.
About this cardboard.
I will let you take a reason science check, Captain.
Okay.
You can't be assisted, but you can, if you want to take it, you must use your determination, and you will count as automatically getting 2 successes. But this is a difficulty 3 roll because you don't really speak Romulan. You're just vaguely familiar with the alphabet.
I'll go for it.
Okay. All right, you did it.
Nice.
You did it.
1 out of 2, right?
So what I want you to do is in your personal log that we should all be keeping because it's how you get character arcs, which is the only way to advance in the game. So make sure that you note down that you use your effective communication with aliens value. So let's see. The door says Sub-Commander Teleria.
I'm a little behind on this. I'm still typing. So
Okay,
I'm supposed to say in my personal log that I used effective communication and determination point. How am I supposed to phrase that?
just make sure you note down that you used your value.
Value?
Yeah. So basically,
So that after the show.
Oh, okay. I see.
yeah, you want it anytime your value is either challenged or used, you want to write it down. Because actually now you are 1 episode away from a character arc.
Because I've used it in back-to-back episodes. Is anyone else?
No one's used any of their values yet, besides you.
I used one last week and one this week. Come on, guys. You got values. Use them if you can.
Yep.
Didn't they say? Okay, yeah.
Especially since 2D Lane has 2 determination because he was the one who succeeded at that at translating that Klingon meme.
Well done.
My
You might need a promotion soon. Just saying.
Okay, so now you know that one of the rooms says Sub-Commander Teleria, and the other ones are just numbered.
I'm going to go into the room labeled Sub-Commander with my disruptor ready.
Does anyone else object, or can you all want to go for it?
At all.
Okay, so entering this room, you are nearly overwhelmed by the smell of burning plastic and as an acrid smoke fills the air. Every pad, every computer terminal, even the sub-commander's storage space under her bunk have been destroyed with a disruptor. Just from a cursory glance, you don't expect to find anything in here of use. Sub-Commander Teleria has been thorough in her destruction. Also, could someone take a insight command task?
I can do that.
Would anyone like to assist?
Yes.
Sure, I'll assist.
How many can assist?
1.
Bent, you have better command probably, so
I've-
you might want to do it.
I don't know how to assist. Is it just a task roll?
It's a task roll, but you set
Task roll of
the
1.
but you set the number to 1. Not the complication rolls.
New command and not insight.
So it's insight command.
Okay, because my insight's 7 and my command is 4.
So I'm 7-2, so you're better.
All right,
Yeah.
so I'll do it.
Okay. So
Yep.
let's see. So you realize after looking around here that the Romulans must have evacuated. Sorry. Let's see. So the Romulans must have evacuated quickly as possible. They've left behind their personal belongings. Like, you can look around and there's, like, personal photos on the walls and whatnot. Like, this has been a hasty evacuation, even if apparently, according to Tatak, not everyone is gone. This is an emergency situation. Can I also get a reason command?
I could do that too.
Okay.
Just 1 or 2.
So someone can assist.
I mean, I could assist. So I believe I have the second highest command.
Okay. Oh, 2 complications. Uh-oh.
Thanks for the help, Lord.
All right, so I am introducing a complication and also increasing my threat to 1. The complication is lights out.
Oh.
The lights are gone. This will increase the difficulty of any tasks using your sight by 1. I'm just going to assume that you guys have lights handy, so you're not going to be completely blind, but yeah. So the lights flicker out, and you don't gain any information. Let's see.
I see the Romulan bases are about as durable as the Romulans.
Okay, I also need to do a quick check of my own. Yep, okay. So, what would you like to do next?
We have our flashlights still?
Yeah.
Can we just look around with our flashlights? And then also, can I use my value stays focused through chaotic conditions?
You can on a check. So the first time a check comes up, this is a chaotic condition. I will say that the next time a check comes up, you may.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying real hard.
All right. So, would you like to go into the
look around then?
Yeah. So, although this is going to start a new scene, so I'm gonna quickly. I should have actually started a new scene a little bit earlier, but you know what? Whatever. It's not that big a deal. It just means that I'm dropping your remaining momentum down. Okay, so you search through a few of the various rooms, and let's see. So you get to what looks to be. Or hold on a second. So once you're in the room labeled number 4, you are surprised when you hear a single word shouted in Romulan, and a Romulan aims a disruptor pistol and shoots directly at Lorg.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Good luck.
Well,
okay. Can I do something here?
I mean, it's not your turn, but you can say what you want to do.
I want to use my values loyal to the death and stays focused through chaotic conditions.
You can really only use
and
one.
Push Lorg out of the way.
Interesting.
Oh, nice.
Which one would you like to use?
I guess I'll use loyal to the death on this one.
Okay. You know what? It's not really a thing in the rules, but I will let you replace him as the target of this attack. Yeah, I'll that's fine by me. Yep.
Do I roll anything for that or no?
Nope, because they already succeeded in their check.
Uh-oh.
And they deal you 2 points of lethal. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to spend a threat. We're going to be firing lethal attacks for a while now. So, yeah, 2 points of lethal stress damage, which doesn't really matter if you track it separately, but you now have 2 points.
4.
Yeah, you're at 4 now.
Okay.
Okay. And then it is someone's turn.
I would like to take my turn. By the way, the Meklek, does it have any effects?
Does who has the Mekleth in their character sheet?
I do.
Does it what does it say under effects?
Vicious.
Okay. So yeah, it's vicious 1.
I would like to take my turn and, more importantly, activate my value. A true warrior can hold their own in battle without assistance. I want to take this Romulan on by myself to beat the crap out of him for wounding my fellow Klingon.
All right. So here's one problem.
What?
You have one minor action and one task. You also that you drew your disruptor pistols, which means you're going to have to fire at him if you want to in the same turn attack him. But you can still use your value. That's fine.
That's fine.
Okay, so yeah, sure. So take a control security to fire at him.
Should I drop my determination down to 1?
Yeah, yes, you should drop determination down to 1, but also remember, this is now a difficulty 2 task because of the lack of lighting.
Alright, done.
Okay.
Nice roll.
Nice. So not only did you gain a momentum for the crew, but you have successfully hit him.
Nice.
For a ridiculous amount of damage.
Oh no, you're giant.
My goodness. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, no, he's down. He crumples.
Is he dead?
It's not clear. G-Lane, were you firing to kill?
Yes.
Okay, well that gives me a point of threat, but yes, he is dead. He actually evaporates.
Ooh,
Oh.
he's toast.
Okay, so the other one, unless you guys want to use that momentum to keep the initiative.
What does that mean?
That means one of you would go next instead of the other Romulan.
All right, can I go and can I use my other?
Well, you're not exactly our most fighty person. So if you bother to use the initiative, plus I'm actually going to say that you pushing TD Lane is probably your turn.
Okay.
So I think the next fightiest person is probably Echo. So if we wanted her to go, you could spend that momentum to let her go.
You decide.
All right, so yeah, we'll spend that momentum then. So the momentum goes down by 1, and Ehurda, you get to shoot this guy with your disruptor pistol. So this is a control security check. And there you go.
Well, it does say unarmed because I didn't name it, but I think it's pistol.
Oh, okay. Don't worry about it too much.
I probably did that wrong.
Yeah, you need to roll the check first.
Sorry.
So that is a success, and I'll just take that same roll. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you do not kill him. Also, by the way, we need to start. I'm just going to go ahead and start saying if you don't say that it's lethal, I'm just going to assume it's not lethal.
Okay.
So you don't kill him even if it had been lethal. However, he does collapse. He won't be okay without medical attention.
You know, these Romulans really are made of cardboard, aren't they?
I mean, you shot him with a disruptor pistol, man.
I don't know why they think we're gonna kill them.
I mean, he shot first.
How many are left?
That's it.
Do I have a turn?
No, the combat's done. They're dead. There were only 2 of them.
Well, one's dead, one's on the ground.
Well, yeah, they're
Can we
both
question that
down.
one?
No, he's unconscious.
Do we have any medical people who can help save this guy?
Ehurda can take.
I can make an attempt.
Yep.
I would like that, and I would like to ensure that this person does not die because I want to interrogate.
And I believe Ehurda, you have a focus that could probably help, right? Do you have like a field medicine or first aid or something focus?
Yeah, it looks like it.
What is it called?
Let me see. It's like cut off. I think it is just like emergency first aid.
Okay, yeah, so that counts. So you can take a control medicine check to stabilize him with focus. So when it says focus, hit yes, and then take a control medicine. If anyone else wants to help, they can also take a control medicine check.
I'll take a control medicine check.
With 1 die.
1 die.
Okay. So no, that's it.
No.
But it's you guys stabilize him, and he comes back to consciousness as Ehurda does things like bind his wound and then slap him a little bit to wake him back up.
He'll go to sleep.
And so he comes to and he says, and then he looks around and sees he's surrounded by a bunch of Klingons who just evaporated his buddy, and he's like, that's bad.
That's what he says. He says that's bad.
Yeah.
Yes, it's bad. All right. I want to know who you are and what you're doing here.
I'm just a scientist here to study the chronoton particles.
Yeah, I've heard the same story from your friend here. Who
Oh.
are you really, and really, what are you really doing here?
I mean, take a command, take a, what is it? Take a presence command roll there.
Presence con.
No, command.
Presence presence command. 2. Oh.
He is not lying.
Just a scientist who works here, okay?
As far as these scientists know, that's what's going on.
Who does know more? Who's your supervisor? I want to speak to your supervisor.
I suggest we go find that stupid ship of theirs.
He says, you have Commander to talk already there. That's my commander.
Oh, it's rather good that I didn't vaporize the commander then.
So the prisoner we have is the one in charge after all.
Well, Sub-Commander Teleria is in charge of the installation, but he's in charge of the science division. She's just in charge overall. There used to be soldiers here too. And she's his superior.
Did you not say earlier that the Romulan ship was in orbit? If it is, then it would be... Unless our heavy fighter gets here soon, it's more or less impossible for us to get to that ship.
Even if the heavy fighter does get here, it would be difficult to get to the ship.
Is there any way we can
Because it's cloaked.
access the ship from the station and cause it to decloak from the space?
Well,
Romulan base?
this Romulan base is already basically out of power.
Could we take these couple people hostage and just try to say, hey, we have hostages?
Well, they're not hostages. They're prisoners, as far as I'm concerned, until we get to the bottom of...
Excuse me, Q.
Just to get the
That is highly
ship to decloak.
dishonorable.
Just to get the ship to decloak, take them as quote unquote hostages, and say we have these prisoners, whatever. You should decloak.
I'm sorry, but that seems like a very dishonorable thing to do.
How about this? Is there any way we can send out any kind of signal from the space? Is there enough power yet? We can just send a distress signal to any ship in orbit, any Romulan ship in orbit.
I mean, you
We
could
can communicate with this Romulan ship.
probably hail them.
Well, does it have
If-
the power to do that?
No, you would have to restore power.
And how do we know to hail a cloaked ship?
Just send a distress signal or a general signal.
Hail that cloaked ship. I don't think that works. Does that work?
Can you can send a
You just-
general signal.
So
General signal, and it's their ability to answer or not answer, no matter how we send it.
We need to get our power online first, apparently.
Let's
Hey,
do it. How do you
Romulan
get power
squad.
back on?
Contact the ship with your little badge communicator thing and let them know that we want them we want their assistance to figure out what's going on here and to get these people to safety. And if you don't do that, I'll slit your throat right here.
whose throat?
The Romulan scum that I'm talking to. One of the two people that's still alive.
Oh, I thought you were composing a hypothetical message for what you would send to
No, I'm
them.
telling the Romulan scum to contact them, or I'll cut your throat right now.
Okay, well they say so. Sub-Commander Tatak says, "Look, with the power out, I don't think we have the capability to
All you gotta
actually
do is
contact."
Get the badge on your chest.
He
and
doesn't.
say
He doesn't. The Romulans don't have a little badge on their chest.
they don't They don't have any personal communicators.
Look, everyone. I'm just a scientist. I don't normally get to talk to military
Captain, is
ships
there-
in orbit.
Can we
Sub-Commander
just try to restore
Teleria
power
could
here?
have.
Which one of these two Romulans are left in charge right now?
So Tatak says.
I think we should just kill one of them, and then maybe the other one will.
Tatak says, "Look, I guess technically in charge of this one guy,
What question do you need me to ask for me to get some useful information?
Well, what information do you want?
Can we just work on trying to restore power to this base?
So you can work on restoring power. You can also finish searching the rooms that were labeled.
Okay.
Because there's one less that you haven't quite searched yet.
Well, let's go there. And we'll look.
Okay. So under the 2, you notice that there is a small bit of Romulan written there, but you can't really read it. And since your determination is already spent, I'm not going to let you use it to try. But it is locked. It'll take a reason engineering task with a difficulty of 2 to open.
Reason what task?
Engineering.
I'm
9-4.
Cracking the open. That's
I'm 9 and 3. I would volunteer to assist.
9 and 4 with a 9 and 3 assist. That would be pretty good.
All right, I will roll.
All right, and
there you go.
so not only did you succeed, but you gained a level or a point of momentum. This is so the door opens, and you see that this is the office of the lead scientist for this outpost, Sub-Commander Torg. It appears that he has done a thorough job of destroying all of his research. Both the computer terminals in his office have burning holes in them from disruptor fire. It also appears that he has blasted all the pads in the office with a disruptor as well.
Looks like they've covered up a lot of evidence.
Well, you guys want to look around?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, take reason security check or task roll. Who's going to be best at that?
9 and 2.
10 and 2.
No, that's
Ooh.
all right. Would anyone like to assist?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, go for it. All right. Well, you gain 2 momentum, and you find a still functioning pad that has a copy of Torg's work on it.
Oh dear.
Well, why don't we take that and read that and see what that says?
All right. So give me 1 second. I just need to read a little something to make sure that I don't get this incorrect. Sorry, give me just a second.
Take as much time as you need.
Okay, so the only thing that you learn from this is that the source of the tachyons, they don't know what it is. The Romulans, at least as far as Torg knows, don't know what the source is, but they know where it is. Carina 10.
Carina 10.
It's the largest planet in the system.
We should go there.
Of course. Now, I would like to go there, but we're kind of stuck on a planet here.
True.
Well, a chime comes in on your communicator.
Oh, because we have those, but the Romulans don't. All right.
Not all of them do. The soldiers do.
Not
All right. Not the stupid scientists. Yeah, no.
Okay, sure.
So you hear a reptilian sounding voice that says, "Captain, this is Ensign Gensen. I've landed successfully on the planet.
Finally.
You may proceed to the main settlement, and we can take off from here, but I warn you, the ascent will be difficult as long as the ion storm persists."
Very well. Let's start heading in that direction. Let's ask these Romulans if they know anything about these ion storms and if they tend to go away when certain captains ask that question.
Torg says, the planet is subject to infrequent but rather extensive ion storms. They usually don't do anything to disrupt planetary activities, but of course they are difficult for taking off or land, or for flying through the atmosphere, as well as for make transport difficult.
How long do they last?
They can last anywhere from a few hours to a few days.
And this one's going to be done in about 1 minute, right?
I don't know. I don't have a meteorology station.
Do you, if we get power restored?
No. And even if we did, as we tried to destroy every station in the base.
Captain,
Why?
they even destroyed the coffee machine. I don't think
Why
this
did
was
you try to destroy
What?
everything?
Because we weren't. Look, if it gets out, which apparently it will, that we built this base here without permission, it's not exactly a diplomatic success for the Romulan Star Empire.
Why not blow up the entire base then? Why destroy certain panels here or there, but leave the base intact?
You could have easily destroyed this base and disguised it as some kind of natural gas explosion.
Yeah, come on, man.
Come on, man. Anyways,
he doesn't actually answer that question.
Can I take the helm because I'm the helmsman.
I still feel, yeah.
So he doesn't say anything when you ask him when you ask why they didn't destroy the whole base.
Yeah, see, something's fishy about this.
So ask him something else.
Why won't you answer my previous question, you?
Take a. I'm gonna go ahead and say take a control insight check.
I could take a control.
I think you mean
An insight?
No, sorry. Insight command is what I meant. Sorry.
Insight and command.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. I'm still
I
bad at
can
this.
I can assist you with that if you would
Okay.
like. All right. Still difficulty 2?
It's an opposed check, but which means the difficulty depends on how well he rolls. Okay, so you gain a point of momentum.
Ooh.
Yeah. And as it turns out, he says, "Look, there are explosives set up. They're on a timer.
Yeah.
I was hoping that you guys would be okay with leaving before I tried to make a run for it. And now you know."
Well, how much time is on this timer?
Well, what I'm going to say is how much time is on the timer is enough time for us to break for the night because we've been going for a bit over 2.5 hours. So we're going to have part 2. This is to be continued. Dun dun dun! There is an explosive on board or whatever on this thing, right? It's in the power supply room. You're going to have to get there in order to disarm it, or the base will be destroyed and you will all very potentially die if you cannot disarm the this timer. Now,
Can't
that
get out in time.
you might be able to, but if you do, you won't be able to recover any of the information from the clean room.
Then we have, yeah, but we still have the pad at least.
You do still have the pad, so you know it's from Karina 10. So, on the next...
Donate to the stream? Oh, that's a great question.
Where can we donate to the stream? Oh, that is a good question. So this, unfortunately, this channel does not actually have monetization because I don't have 1,000 viewers or the 4,000 hours on this. So if you in fact would like to help out,
Become a Patreon of Dapper Dino on Patreon.
yeah. So my recommendation would be go to my main channel, Dapper Dino. It's not the one that's a green T-Rex. It's the one that's the brownish Ceratosaurus, the one with the creationism debunking.
I had a wrench and posted.
Yeah, so well, you can probably find that real quick and post it in the chat. So.
But I don't have a wrench.
Oh, you don't? Say something in chat. I'll wrench you because you probably should be wrenched. There you go. Although I think now that I think about it, Christopher Hoogan is in fact a patron already. So I mean, you're doing more than enough already, there, Christopher. Because I mean, you could do that too. But other than that, I would just say, you know, super chat on like the next Kent with Bent, and mention this stream. That would be my other recommendation. Is just do that. Just super chat about this, so that way everyone knows that we're doing this. We're doing it every Saturday at 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern, and also.
I have a question.
Oh yeah.
Will there be a Count with Bent this Tuesday, which is a very unimportant day?
That is the plan. Yes.
All right.
Yep.
There's a lot going on that day
Stream.
too, so
There is a lot going on that day, but I still plan on it being a Kent with Bent. Unless,
Ent might be distracted by what's going on, is what I'm saying.
well, try not to be, because it certainly will not be finished by the time we are finished with Kent with Bent.
Yeah, I'll do what I can do.
Okay. So, yeah, the plan is to have a Kent with Bent. So, yeah. Yeah, that's the only other thing I can say is share these videos and help get the channel to 1,000 subscribers. We're very far away from that, but it's not impossible. We could definitely get my off-topic channel to 1,000 subscribers if everyone shares it. If you have groups of Trekkies that you like or that that you think they'd be interested, you can share that around, all that stuff. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope everyone who was playing had fun.
I did.
Yeah, I found out that I'm really, really good at asking very specific questions that get me nothing of what I'm trying to get at.
Yes.
I'm always asking the wrong questions, but I think they're thoughtful and pretty good questions.
No, you're doing great. You guys are doing
I
great.
found out.
I'm not getting any information I'm trying to get. I mean, I am
I
slowly
found out
figuring
I'm
it out.
good.
You guys are doing great.
Romulans.
The only other thing I will say is, it might be the case that whoever is worst at piloting, so in specifically both control and con, as well as daring and con, should when you guys do the scene of getting off the planet, assuming the ion storms haven't cleared, what you guys should probably do is select that person who's worse at that to instead control Ensign Gensen, because that way she can take tasks, but you can't.
So what are those daring and con and control and con?
Daring and
Yeah.
con.
Control con and daring con. Those are the two kinds of roles I'm going to be asking for to escape the ion storm. So that's going to be the thing we'll talk about off air. We're going to get out of here. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I hope, again, all my players had fun. Once more, check out my main channel, Dapper Dino. It's the one with the science and creationism debunking stuff. And I will see you guys hopefully Tuesday for Kent with Bent. But if not, hopefully for one of my next things, or at the very least for the next Star Trek House of Torg, which will be episode 2.5, where we will hopefully finish up this whole thing, because we're not actually very far from finishing. So,
Really?
yeah, no, we're about halfway through.
Okay.
Yeah, we can definitely finish, unless you guys take a really long time.
Okay. I think it's fine.
All right, bye everybody.
Bye.
Night.
Good night.
Good night.